Good afternoon, sir. Welcome back to SIBM Pune. How was your visit to your alma mater and your interaction with the students?
Well, for me, it's always a privilege and a pleasure to come back to the institute because SIBM definitely has a very important aspect in my life, both on the professional and the personal front, I would say. Because on the professional front, because whatever I am today is courtesy SIBM. I owe it to SIBM. That's point number one. And on the personal front, in fact, my better half also happens to be from SIBM. She was my batchmate. So, from all aspects, I would say that it's always a pleasure to come back. And it's really fun reliving the moment that I had when I was a student.
It was a pleasure hosting you, sir. So you have a breadth of experience in various positions. What has the journey been like, and what was the most positive influence in the entire career journey that you've had?
Okay, so maybe I would say that the biggest impact, I would say, from a learning point of view for me was during the Maggie crisis, where when I just took over as head of HR and the company went through such a big issue in hand. Typically, but having said that, I would say that my learning has been the maximum during when you are in a spot situation, you learn the maximum. And I think one of the key aspects which I learned, the maximum, that there has been a lot of learning. There is a lot of learning when you learn from your failures rather than learning from your successes. And I think this concept of fail to succeed has been my biggest learning, and that's what I inculcate in my team as well. To be honest, this actually helps us to also create a culture of risk-taking ability within the organization. Because if innovation is the way forward, till the time you don't inculcate that culture of risk-taking and fail to succeed, it's of no use.
Thank you, sir. So what sort of opportunities and challenges does a digital, hyper-connected and changing world work throw up for the managing of human resources?
Okay, so I would say that digital definitely has brought a lot of revolution, especially in terms of the HR arena. And the reason why I'm saying this is the fact that, we have started experimenting AI big time.
Yes.
More so in terms of employee engagement. That's point number one. Point number two is also that, when we are going out and hiring people, the pre-screening of the candidates to ensure that the conversions are higher, especially when you're recruiting in bulk. There we have also started implementing through one of our service providers, the AI as a tool. And we see a huge impact in terms of, first, the experience of the employee. Second, the consistency of the tool being used across the organization being quite similar. And third, the overall employee experience, I would say, has definitely gone up. Because people not only prefer to have a kind of interaction with somebody, because AI actually tends to create a platform where, the way we are talking, it's like I can talk to you. So chatbot has been a big success, I would say. We would like to leverage more of this, but that's what we are with the journey. And one of the key aspects we are also leveraging is mobile learning, mobile-based learning, where especially, gone are the days that you call people for classroom training for 2 to 3 days. So it's more or less learning on the go. So that's one of the key aspects we are focusing on.
Thank you, sir. So HR is usually the first function that absorbs the effect of changing workforce needs, demands and trends. What do you think the HR of the future would be focusing on?
So I would say that the future of HR definitely, as I mentioned, one would be digital, definitely.
Yes.
How they need to leverage the digital platform across. Second would be what can you do or extract from an overall people analytics point of view would be the second, because that's a huge opportunity, which I personally feel is that still a lot to be done in this area. The third would be to create a employee experience right from the day of joining till the time the person leaves the organization, retires or leaves it way, would be to have given an experience so that they really value what they have learned in the company. So I would say these three would be the key from a future point of view. Having said that, also somewhere I feel that the opportunities that we are providing as an organization in terms of employee experience has been quite fruitful for us so far, which is reflected from an overall engagement point of view of the people, or the overall employee turnover, which is one of the best in the industry. The fourth aspect, and I would say just to add on, would be on diversity and inclusion.
Yes.
Although, Nestlé is a quite a global company, we are, just to give you a perspective, in our headquarters itself, we have 100 nationalities who are working. So diversity is not an issue, but one of the key aspects which we need to focus is on gender diversity for sure. And I think it's not only about hiring more women in the workforce, but how do you create an environment, a culture for women to grow also in the leadership position. I think these 3 or 4 would be the key areas that we need to focus on from our HR.
Thank you so much for the insight, sir. And lastly, I would like to ask you to give any advice to the students who constantly look for motivation.
Mm-hmm. So typically I would say that, first and foremost thing which I always keep saying to everybody is that you should always do what your heart says. That's point number 1. Point number 2 would be that don't care too much about what people talk about you or say about you. Till the time you know that what you're doing is with the right intent, keep doing it. Third, typically I give this piece of advice to all youngsters who start their career, that when you are a team member, you have certain expectation from your leader.
Yes.
Yeah. When you become a leader, you should always remember those expectations, whether you're doing the same with the people under you or not. I would say this would be my piece of advice.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank
We will
you.
definitely benefit from these.
Thank you. Pleasure meeting you.
Thank you so
Bye-bye.
much.
Take care.